Hey guys, Zelda here, and welcome back to 999. Last episode, we went through the number 4 door, and we had some talk about an Egyptian mummy that was on the Titanic, which was a hoax, actually. That didn't actually happen, or, like, the mummy exists, but it's in the British Museum. It never went on the Titanic. And we talked to Santa and Lotus about Baccarat and how the Nonary game has a lot of 9s in it. 9 people, 9 hours, 9 doors, 9 bracelets, 9 seconds till the door closes, and 81 seconds until the bomb explodes in your gut, which 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's kind of what we did. We currently have these items. We have 2 plates and a shower curtain, and I want to put the shower curtain into, not here, no, and turn around, here, put that in here. There's a shower, okay? Let's put that shower curtain on these hooks. Let's try spreading the curtains. Oh. Whoa, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Someone's really dedicated. Well, with a hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. So you're saying that maybe the one getting spied on was into that shit? Maybe they were into, like, those home movie invasion fantasies. Home invasion? Interesting. I see. You two are really idiots, you know that? Yes, because if we turn around and then spread it, let's try spreading it the curtains. Huh. There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. Alright. From here I can see what the tile is. Looks like it is 5th from the top, 3rd from the right. 5th from the top, 3rd from the right. Might as well put it back. Right, this one. Alright, looking through this hole, like I can see a white tile, 5th from the top. Okay. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Nothing strange here. Nope, nothing's busted. Well then, that means a tiled wall. They are ordinary, everyday tiles. Then that means what? 5 from the top, 3 from the right. I feel like we have to get through to the other... No. No, please stop. I just want to go out the door. What's up? You're going back already? Well, I can't just leave June there by herself. What do you think? You think that you're her knight or protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. I'm going. 3rd from right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here it is. Yes, this one's loose. I think I can get under this with my nails, and yes, there it is. We have 3 plates. Nothing else we can do here. The exit. Lotus and Santa's are in the other room on the other side. I'm going to check up on them. There's a tile in the frame. So I guess I'm supposed to put these tiles in the empty spaces. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. So we know this is supposed to be a dog. There we go. No. There it is. Yes! I did it! Oh, here we go. There. Picture complete. And there goes the frame. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know. Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. The key. Whoa! This is one of those Morse symbols. The door at the end of the hallway. It has the same symbol engraved on the keyhole. Then that's gotta mean... Yes, we can use this key to get through that door. key with the Mars symbol on it. We should be able to use this to open a door at the end of the hallway. See how easily I'm like blah 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 blah, and then sometimes I'm like I can't get through the sentence. So annoying. Junpei messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Santa had only been mumbling to himself but drew Lotus's attention. She looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Where?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
Pretty sure I looked this up
What's
before.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Santa put his hands on his head, as though he were in a great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict.
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated that the picture they'd all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
A funyarampa! No, sorry. I still don't know what a funyarampa is. I'm gonna look that up because I've been so curious what a funyarampa is. If it actually is a thing, you know? Funyanrimpa. For funyanrimpa, sorry. Funyanrimpa. What is a funyanrimpa? And when you look it up, the only thing that shows up is this picture with like Junpei in front of it. There's a picture of the dog with Junpei in front of it, and it says, "Shh, it's okay. They're really sorry now. They paid with their lives." I'm really curious if there is a basis for this, but... Oh my god, there's literally a Reddit thread about what it is. And then there are people who will just comment, "What do you mean you don't know what a funyarimpa is? How dare you?" Okay, so I guess there is no answer to this. It's just a completely made up thing, and now it's completely like associated with this game. It's a dog, actually, but
a dog. No, see, you got the head here, and then these are the front paws, and then these are the back paws.
legs, actually. Back legs and front legs. Paws are the hands. Junpei traced the black contours. Yep.
See?
Oh, I see it.
Still a Funyun Rinpa, though.
I guess you've got a point.
The Santa, despite his constant aloofness, was clearly impressed. Junpei glanced over at Lotus. He looked stunned.
How did you know? You're right. I didn't think you would have been able to guess that.
For a brief moment, Junpei felt a swell of pride.
So, now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to speak.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took two similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify, initially. But once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else.
No, that's why I always see it as dog. Like, I can't see it as anything else but a dog.
These two pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves.
Apparently this is a woman wearing a hat. I don't see it. Do you see it? Like, I could see this being a woman, like this, and then this being the hat, but maybe. Oh no, wait, like, here is the hat. And this is the woman, like right here. You could see two women with hats in
To
here.
Ireland, the
The white and
US,
the
Africa,
black.
Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same test and the same two pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase.
That's almost half more.
So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were very nearly possessed, and there was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step backwards. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field? Or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field. Huh.
Oh my god, stop.
Psych!
Psych! No, actually though, like this morphogenic field or morphic field is actually a theory that is studied in the biological, like, community, I guess I could say it. This is like based on the idea of like how people know that people are looking at them, even though they aren't seeing you looking at them. But we kind of have this sense of like, hey, someone's looking at me, even though we're not seeing them. Or the sense that people are talking about us, but we don't hear anybody talking about us, for example. Like, how do we know that? There's no scientific basis or reason why we should, but we do. So they like kind of like gave this kind of like idea of like, maybe there's fields where information gets traveled through, and that's why we sense this, even though we don't know exactly what they're saying or what they are looking at or what part of our body they're looking at, but we know that they're looking at us or talking about us. It's kind of based on that idea. So this is an actual study theory thing in the biological like community. So it's not technically psych. It does exist. Her manner suddenly shifted, and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hands dismissively and doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously.
You are smarter than you let on,
Well,
trust me.
I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them.
Sure.
In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
Wouldn't be surprising at all. At last, it seems that Santa had gained control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I, really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
I mean, there's a basis of truth, I guess. There's a theory of truth there, because we do feel people looking at us and sense people are talking about us, stuff like that. Like, it feels like that. But whether or not there is a scientific reason that we can, connect, if it is telepathy or anything that we don't know that.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave each other a jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture, but Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of the dog.
A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, he thought about it, sorry, I was like literally staring at the screen, like, I don't see letters anymore. The more that he thought about it, the more his head hurt. There we go. My brain is not working correctly anymore. Let me see here, though. Yeah, morphic fields. Sorry, I was very intrigued by that. I find it very fascinating that this exists. Alright, let's go through to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Okay. Roger that. Yes! It unlocked! Good job, Junpei. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's go get out of here. Come on, Junpei. Let's go. Alright, let's go. You found it! Here we go. Oh my god, seriously. This game is imprinted in my brain. They stepped through. I love how it did that. Pew! As if, like, I changed it to novel, but it was already on novel, but okay. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Another hallway.
Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
They took a hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Nearby was a pair of elevators.
Elevators. And the buttons? Of
Don't
course
work.
they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious?
The exit?
The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
Of course you did, Santa. Of course you did. Did you see a number 9 door? No? Then it's not the exit.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Spastic finger. As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last, she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
She is so smart. I mean, I would have figured, but... Why did he not say anything? I did click it, but don't we need a key for that?
No good.
Where is the sentence? No good. Sorry, I guess that wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy. Yep.
Anyway, let's take a look.
Oh, there he is. So... let's see. Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. Let's have a look, though. This is that grand staircase one right here. You could tell. So... I think the doors were here, maybe? Oh, look, this is another hallway. It looked like door 5 had a long hallway to it. So it could be here. And then we went... No, that makes no sense. I feel like we went through here, because like the door is here, you know? And then maybe they went somewhere here, maybe? As he did.
Hey!
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
She ran her fingers across it, muttering to herself.
I knew it. See? Look.
What?
Yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
I think we're here now. We went in here, and now we have to go here. I think. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. And then we can go here, because this is where the stairs are. And then we can move in here into this giant room right here. With her finger, Lotus traced the path on the map. Yeah,
How
see?
about that?
She's
right. We can get out through there.
I knew it. So this is must be where we came from. Here, right here. And I think this might be the casino. And when you go to the other side, you get to go through a cabin and then a casino. So the other group might have come out this way. And go through here like that, maybe. I'm not sure.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
Thanks. He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
Here we go again. Seek a way out. A way out. Okay. A voucher, it says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, food dish F. Oh god. Where is my my note taking app? This is gonna get convoluted quick. I'm just saying. 999. What is it? Appetizer. Appetizer 9. Oh, 9. Meat dish 10. Soup A. C. Here we go. We're in the club. Those plain plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Ah, okay. Okay, well, excuse me, princess. Are we having a Zelda reference in here? What the fuck? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know those games existed, the Zelda CDI games, when I was 15, so I never put this together. So, okay, so appetizers. What the fuck is going on? That's not what he said. Appetizers. Square. Oh yes, that's exactly how you write square. Square. Well, excuse me, princess. 1, 2, 3, there's 10 of them. If you flip these over, they look like hats. The middle is super deep for a plate. Soup plates. So, 10? They're made that way so that the soup doesn't spill. If we ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. What makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that? I think there's 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood. 15. How the hell can you tell that? They just look like any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you're going to embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. What? Why the hell are you bringing up June? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. You're not terribly subtle. There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate. Those plates are for serving meat. Ugh, you really are ignorant, aren't you? Hey. So those were appetizers. So that's stop being shitty. Sorry, I'm putting some things together. I'm just making sure. So we had that, then we have that, okay. Come on, it's not like you need to know this crap. Jeez. Okay. This looks like a serving table. I would imagine food is put here after it's prepared so that the waiters and waitresses can take it out to the customers. But something doesn't seem right here. Why are there so many plates? I don't know. There's a voucher at the end of the counter. This voucher doesn't match the number of plates on the table. It says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. on the voucher. And the plates on the table are 9 appetizers, 16 meat. 16 meat. So me 10 soup and 15 seafood. Yeah. Maybe they're using hexadecimal here. And hexadecimal is... it's a number system that goes 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. If you're familiar with base 10, right? That's the normal system of numbers. The base 10 equivalents for hexadecimal numbers would go like this. A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, E is 14, F is 15, and 10 is 16. Oh. And this is 16, isn't it? Wait, is it? No, that A is... it's A, so this A is 10. The 10 becomes a 16 in base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of it just as 6 letters added to the normal number system after 9. A10, soup A is 10, B, and then we had seafood F, which is 15, meat dish is apparently 16, which is 10 as well. So A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, E is 14, F is 15, and 10 is 16, and so on. I think I get it. I think I get it. Do you, Junpei? Or are you just saying that? This is probably where you're supposed to use the enter and password. Use to enter the password. Maybe if you put in the right number, it will open the oven door. I don't know. Hey Junpei, why don't you try entering those numbers we found in the voucher earlier? I mean, if it's the meat dish here, then let's try that again, and let's put it here. Like that. The one that said appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F? Yes. Convert the 10, A, and F to base 10. I did. Well, it's worth a shot. No dice. Looks like there's too many numbers. Wait, really? Oh, you can't... Looks like the number on the voucher isn't the actual passcode. Okay, so we don't need to use that here. Okay. All we've got here is a pot and a frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could use some of those as weapons. What kind of idiot are you? You're gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead? Hey man, it was just a joke. Why are you so serious? Frying pan and 2 kinds of pots. These are some bottles of seasoning in here. I don't know if they're still good. There's a light. Ooh, lights. It's nice to have something finally go our way. I think I've lost literally every voice. I wonder what this drawer is. You see the metal grate on top of the grill? They make it like that so the fat and the juices can drip off the meat while it cooks. Alright, it's going. Do you think this was... It's going. Do you think this was all a part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe that there's a chef on board somewhere. It's a grill. There's some coals down there. They're bright red, so it's on. It looks like the area under the plate opens up. No, you can't. It's already checked. The seal's shut. It's sealed shut. I already checked. The seal's shut. It's sealed shut. Jesus. I think that's where the coal goes. Okay. Well, that can't open because we need some kind of key card. There's plates. It's a whetstone. A whetstone? What are you planning to do with that? Oh shit, don't tell me you're gonna try and smash open the card reader. Are you an idiot? If you do that, then we'll never get out of here. Oh. Yeah, I guess that would be really bad, huh? This whetstone is only gonna be useful if we need to sharpen something. It's a whetstone. I could probably use this to sharpen a knife. Yes, you could. A sink. It's still got water in it. There are a couple of plates in there, but I don't think they're gonna help us much. Okay, fine. A trash can. There's nothing inside of it. Well, better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. Damn it, there's nothing in here. Hey Santa, digging through trash, it really suits you. A bird! What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I knew you'd just piss and moan, so I did it for you. Oh my, I don't recall asking you to do anything. Ugh, I gotta throttle you. I oughta throttle you. Excuse me. Does it feel colder in here? Ooh, a countertop. There's a rolling pin and a colander here. Nothing useful. Okay, so we checked this guy. We've checked this. It's lights. Nothing interesting. Maybe this table is for preparing food. There are plates everywhere. Okay, well, we've checked. We haven't checked this part. It's a lot of notes. They've got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like a code or anything like that. Okay, what's this? Oh, hello. What's this? A knife!
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
No. The knife seemed important, Junpei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use the way it is.
It's futile.
God, here we go again. Tune, seriously.
Futile.
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
Huh?
It wasn't making much sense. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
Yes, I heard it from you many, many years ago. And I looked it up. Big shocker that is a hoax again. Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. There was a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it that described the sinking of the Titanic before it actually sank.
I'm sorry, I just know.
Yeah, that's the one. The title of the novel is Futility. It was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But
I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but the story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic?
yeah,
Well, I heard it was all a hoax.
Exactly. It is actually a hoax.
a hoax.
Yep.
I heard that the stuff that matched up to the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank. Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was that a boat ran into an iceberg and sank.
But the novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the accident.
Like I said, that was the first print of the book. 14 years later, the author heard about what happened to the Titanic. He figured that was his chance, you know? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel, so that it matched the Titanic exactly.
You're welcome. So you don't have to live through the hoax that she's gonna be like, oh yes, this is exactly what it is and it's true. It's not. Surprised by Junpei's response, June seemed rather taken aback.
Really?
Yeah, oh, she's so sad that I was like, no, this is the shit that's true, bitch. Boom.
Really? There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff.
Oh, Junpei and June are not well matched in this one. For a moment, June looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought was normal for such a discussion. But it lasted only a moment. With no apparent reason, she suddenly looked up at him alarmed.
But
That
that wasn't the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking.
It wasn't?
Oh, here we go.
Yep. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead. Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892.
Who says they didn't go back and, like, rewrote everything? Could be.
Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, 2 ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I mean, icebergs. Back then, ships colliding with icebergs was pretty common, I believe. And also, ships hitting each other was also pretty common. So, like, it's not surprising.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day.
Yes.
Or even other ships.
Exactly. Sorry, it's like I've played this game before. It's been like 15 years and I still remember this shit.
Right, I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers?
Oh god, girl, please stop. Stop embarrassing yourself.
To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
What? Automatic writing? Are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
How?
Oh. What are you smoking?
Exactly, what are you smoking, June? Like, how is he possessing anything? He isn't a spirit. He's a real person, right? He would be alive at that point. How would he possess anybody?
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic.
So he tapped into his own self in the future?
He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
Oh, come on, girl. Seriously? Are you just going back to morphogenic fields? But then from the future to the past, and the past to the future? Oh my god, I've become such a skeptic bitch, haven't I? I've become such a skeptic. I don't believe any of it. I wish it was true, but like, no. He decided it was probably best to say nothing. Yes, at some point you just need to be like, no. Also, we are not marrying June because we don't take this bullcrap into account and we're like, yes, this is totally true. She does. She doesn't think about this stuff, apparently. What June was saying was insane, but utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go mad. Junpei smiled uncomfortably.
Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But...
Her voice trailed off, and she glanced at the floor, troubled.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. Maybe I'll just use the whetstone to sharpen the knife. The blade of the knife is getting sharper by the second. I should be able to cut something pretty good with this. Nice. Oh, we should probably... Whoa! It's so shiny. Did you sharpen it, Junpei? Yup. Now we can use it to cut something soft. Only cut something soft, okay. There's so much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans. This is probably the pantry. Cheese. What's that behind there? Hey, there's something behind the cheese. You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? Alright guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. There's a little green bottle back there. A bottle of oil. Oh look! Cooking oil! You could probably use this to make something slippery. Can I make you slippery? Oh, so let's face it, this is never gonna happen. June and Junpei, never gonna happen. One of us is a believer, other one is a skeptic. So, there's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I don't think it'd be a pretty sight. Big barrel of milk behind the cloth. There are cans lining the shelf over here. Wooden box in the second row, though. Oh, there's nothing else here. Okay. A light from the pantry. I'm clicking on every fucking light I can get my hands across. Okay, well, what's this? Whoa. This pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. I don't know, if there's a lot of, like, debris on there, I don't think it would be that yummy. Spending a day off with June drinking tea? Could such a day ever happen for me? I mean, probably. Drinking tea. But what else are you gonna do besides drinking tea? Junpei? Oh, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. But it's standing on something. There's a silver pot here. This bowl is rusted in place. It won't budge. Of course, maybe if I put some oil on it. Oh, hey. Hey! Just a little bit of oil and... Come on. Come on, you little son of a bitch! Whoa. Ha, yes, got you, you little bastard. You did it, Junpei. You're so smart. I mean, I'm smart and dumb at the same time. So... As Junpei walked... I said as Junpei walked in. As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
Oh, it's cold in here. What is this place?
Are you blind?
It's a freezer.
It's a freezer.
You are not gonna last long in here. Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
Fine with me. And with that, she ran out of the room. As Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
At least you're clothed better for it. White puffs of steam covered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
Why don't you say that to Santa? Because, like, he's gonna get a fever if he stays in here.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
But...
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth.
Huh?
When the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Junpei rushed to the door.
No! Why did it suddenly close?
The pipe sprung right here. You can see that. Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob. That must be so cold. It was cold, beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful.
The knob's frozen!
Ah.
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured.
Looks like the pipe next to it broke, and...
Water released by the rupture had hit the door, not the floor, the door, and frozen instantly. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
She wasted no time in responding.
What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. If you say so. Hold on.
Soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. Then the grunting ceased, and they could hear a light panting, as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and was shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
2 heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
Gosh, poor Sin. I feel so bad for him. Like, June, sure, like, she has some coverage, but like, he, like, oh my god, like, he gotta be so cold. There's some frozen meat up here. It looks like pork. Huh? What's this? It looks like a tag or something. Junpei, is there a slip of paper in that meat? I think there's something written on there, but I can't read it like this. If you try to pull it out, it'd probably rip. You need to defrost that. I don't think we're gonna do... I don't think we're gonna be doing that in this room. It's a chunk of pork with a paper inside of it. We should be able to take it out once it's been defrosted. Okay. Everything's frozen in here. It doesn't look like there's anything else interesting. Well. A rope? It's a rope. Well, we could use it to attach to something, or something to something else, I suppose. There's so much stuff in here. Why don't we take some of it out, Junpei? A storage area built into the floor, like a small cellar. There's a couple of bottles in here. Dry ice. Dry ice? Can't you make that stuff cause an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? Explode. Yeah, didn't you do that in school? You should never underestimate the power of expanding gas. Dry ice. We might be able to cause an explosion if we put it in something airtight and make it melt. Oh god. What are we getting this time? Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeves as to not avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees. Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Junpei looked at her, dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
Despite my looks, I'm the clean... Oh,
The queen
of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off. Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yeah, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, she is. June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Junpei told himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Santa was now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei... Want it out of the freezer now! His patient was wearing thin.
How the hell would I know? And how the hell is that gonna help us get out of here? We don't have time for this crap.
But it can turn into a liquid.
Junpei stopped mid-sentence, surprised by June's interjection.
Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure.
This isn't really a good time for a chat about science.
But I was wondering the same thing.
Wondering what?
Wondering why carbon dioxide doesn't turn into a liquid unless it's under pressure.
Right? It just seems weird.
Guys, I said I didn't want to talk about this, yet you're still talking about
There's
it.
a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees.
Honey, I don't even know that. I forgot all about that after middle school.
So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide? H2O and CO2 are pretty similar.
I don't even know the boiling point of water, so I completely forgot about it. It just boils, okay?
No, they're not. They're totally different substances. Look, guys, if we keep this up, we're just gonna freeze to death. You good with that? You want to die talking about sublimation and gases? Because I sure as hell don't.
You fix both of them with the
Now let's
glare.
get back to work. Assuming you don't want to end up like a pair of ice sculptures.
Junpei turned around, the problem dealt with. Good.
Junpei.
Or so he thought. Oh, god damn
It's
it,
the kind
June!
of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
June, I don't want to talk about this. I want to get out of this freezer.
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Are we talking about the Egyptian mummy again?
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees? You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Water that freezes at 96 degrees? Are we talking 96 degrees in American American, was it Fahrenheit? Or, I think so. Like those degrees, or degrees in terms of European and Eastern degrees? Like degrees Celsius. Ice that won't melt until it's 60... Excuse you? The cat just fell off. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. Fine. I'll give her the thing. Now that was more difficult to ignore. Junpei had to ask.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right? But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds. Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance. With a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed. And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is, all glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize. But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like... how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating in some way that we can't sense. And now it's happening everywhere.
Again, working into this idea of like a field that communicates information that we can't figure out, that there's no scientific explanation for. Junpei was honestly impressed. It was, in fact, a pretty interesting story.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
To his surprise, it was Sand and not June who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees?
Oh
Man.
god.
It'd be the end of the world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. So seriously, I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland.
Iceland isn't even that cold. Go to Greenland. That's colder.
I freaking hate the cold.
Same.
So let's get cracking, alright?
I
We gotta find a way out of here.
I hate December and January. And February. Just give me March to like October, November maybe, but most of October and the rest I just want to move. I just want to go on vacation for like 4 months. Can I do that? Maybe when I'm rich. Santa stumped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
No, he's not. Still, Santa was right. And it was high time they got back to their search.
Ice 9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Wasn't looking at that. I was looking in this thing. This. Frozen chicken. It's really hard. It's frozen stiff. Hey June, can you say that again? Oh my god. Junpei, it's not the time for that. We're literally freezing to death here. Eh? Say it again. It's really hard. Again. It's really hard. Thanks. Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. Nothing. I'm fine. If it's that hard, you can probably use it as a hammer. Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. Sorry, forgot that was Santa. Maybe we can use it to break something. Junpei? It's really hard. It's like a hammer. Maybe we can use it to crush something. Junpei, your chunk of meat is rock solid. Maybe we can use it to crush something. Junpei, it's really hard. It's like a hammer. Okay, now we... Nom nom. Wait, what? Don't eat it. Maybe we can use it to crush something. Don't eat it. Okay, there doesn't seem to anything that I can click here. Is there anything else? There's water dripping from this pipe. It looks like when the pipe burst, the water hit the doorknob and froze it in place. This water actually seems almost warm. It's a thin pipe. Well, maybe we already have something that we can combine. Combine with the rope, maybe? Nope. Can we hit it? Alright, the dry ice is in pieces now. Okay, can we now combine it with rope? Nope. Okay, what are we missing? Because we're missing something. Hey, Junpei? Didn't you find some dry ice earlier? Yeah? There's warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice? What do you think would happen if that stuff... If we put that stuff in a container, sealed container together? There's warm water flowing from the pipe. Yeah? Can I use it? Apparently not. There must be something. Shelves are covered with frozen food. Nothing special about that. Maybe there's still something in here? A water bottle. Yes, it is. It's an empty water bottle. The neck is pretty small. I don't think I could fit anything big in here. So I think we need to do this. I'm gonna put these pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. Okay. And let's just try a rope on here. Okay. And then can we now put it right here? There's warm water flowing from the pipe. Okay. Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock. Huh.
Junpei looked down at the floor. Scattered across were pieces of dry ice left from the larger trunk that he crushed earlier.
Alright, this ought to do the trick.
He pulled his sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned, and grabbed a chunk of dry ice.
Some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
It was a pretty good size, about as big as a pool ball.
Alright guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Both Santa and June looked at him with a new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide,
In
genius?
the little cellar.
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
In the cellar.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door to the small cellar. Exactly!
Come on, get inside, quick!
Sant and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand, he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide, even through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
Alright, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
That's not how it
You're
goes.
counting the wrong way.
Oh, oops.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. Alright, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. As hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar with Sant and June, just as... Can you imagine getting that in your face? Ooh. Junpei leapt up out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes! Alright, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and the three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
Thank God. June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight into the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
Yeah, it's a grill. He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill.
grill.
What did you think would happen?
You want to eat yourself, or?
Hey, where's Lotus?
It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Oh, welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die!
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
But what the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See?
True.
I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door, but I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It was true that there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Junpei gritted his teeth.
But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure. Or there's some mechanism that it makes it close. I mean, some freezers do that. They automatically close, so there's no, like, cold air coming out, so nothing defrosts.
If she had really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't.
Exactly.
Well, she didn't do anything.
I mean, she couldn't do
She's only
anything.
lazy, or negligent, at least.
No, she
Not an
isn't.
attempted murderer.
She literally couldn't do anything. I believe her that she said like, hey, I looked everywhere, but there's nothing I could have used, so I just had to wait. And you know, sometimes that's the only way you can solve something, to just wait for the other people to solve it on their own. Like a child. Some children you just need to, you know, look at, see them doing the mistakes, and they will learn from it. Anyway, Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Oh, yes, well that's all right. As long as you understand.
And she doesn't even hold it against us, so... Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back towards Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
Hey, I love fat asses.
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Okay, she's not bitching either. She's right. Let's see what we have. We could probably use that for the grill, right? Guess I'll put this meat on the grill. Guess it's gonna be a longer episode. I want to get out of this room before I stop the episode, so... Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing if the paper burns? Come on, it'll be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? You just gotta keep an eye on it and the paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Oh, it looks like it's about time. I'm gonna try taking the paper out. Junpei, be careful. Sweet of her to carry, but I know what I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Come on, hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. The thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. So, are we going to have to cut the meat? Yeah, it looks that way. Take the meat. Looks like we'll have to cut into that meat to get a piece of that paper. That piece of paper. A piece of that paper. I want a piece of that paper. Hey, Junpei, I thought you had something you could cut meat with, didn't you? Yes, I do. I have this thing. Alright, now that we've sharpened the knife. Yes, I cut the pork. Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper. C plus 10 plus F. C plus F plus 10. So 10? 10 was 16, right? So we have A was 10, B was 11, C was 12. So 12 plus 16 plus F, which is 15, I believe. Yes. So 12 plus 16, 12, 16, 18, 28 plus 15, which is 38, 42? 42. Maybe that's for this? This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. Maybe we put in the right number, it'll open. Yes, we know. Yeah, I know. Do you know how to enter those numbers? I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. So basically when I'm ready to submit my answer, I press E. So if I screw up, I just press C, right? Lotus nodded. Alright, let's give it a shot. 42. No? Damn it. Huh? This is weird. You're just punching random numbers, aren't you? Oh, or maybe I don't need to, like, add, but maybe I just need to put in all the numbers? Maybe if you just entered it like it said in the hint. Yeah, shut up! Just shut up! Okay. Okay, yeah. So it was 12, 16, 15. I mean, that doesn't do it. So it needs 3 numbers apparently. So I said C plus 10 plus F. Or did it say times maybe? Or minus? Wait, does it say minus? No. C plus 10 plus F. Do you think this is some kind of code? Damn it. Damn it, they're just screwing around. Junpei, do you know what C and F stands for? You think it may... you think it maybe means corporate finance? No. I thought it was clever and funny. It says... yeah. So it is the base 9... base 10 thing, right? It has to be. Let me check. No. File, I guess? About distributes. No. No. I'm just gonna wait it just to be sure. 12 plus 16 plus 15. 43! Ah, fuck. My dyscalculia is showing. 43. There we go. I was off by one digit. Like one thing. Sounds like metal is falling. Well, I guess that went well. Yeah, well, open it up. Yeah! The door opened. Good job, Junpei. Look at the Saturn keycard. This looks like a lowercase h, but the line through it is throwing me off. Oh, that was Saturn. This is a symbol for Saturn. Remember, there was an elevator next to the main staircase. Wasn't there a mark like this on the card reader next to it? Oh yeah, I remember that. I guess that means that card ain't gonna help us get out of this room then. I'm not sure. Why don't we try it out? We can. Sure, we can try it out. You did it, Junpei. Sorry. Let's get out of here. But like, was this just to teach us base 10? Is that the only thing? The only reason why it was here? I guess so. Yes! Let's go! You found it! God damn it.
I think we've been here before.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop the episode here. So we can continue next time because we are running very long. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next episode. That's not my correct outro, but whatever. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.